Meghan Markle's latest business move was supposed to mark a major comeback, a luxury rose wine launch under her American Riviera Orchard brand, elegant, exclusive, and perfectly timed for summer. Or so it seemed. It happened on July 1st, a day forever tied to Princess Diana, and one that holds emotional weight for royal watchers around the world. Meghan is now accused of leveraging her royal title, disrespecting Diana's memory, and pushing a brand narrative that feels anything but sincere. So, what exactly did Meghan launch? And why did it make so many people stop and stare? On the morning of July 1st, Meghan Markle officially introduced the first product under her American Riviera Orchard lifestyle brand, a limited edition Napa Valley Rose. At a glance, it looked like a soft, elegant debut. Pale blush tones, frozen floral ice cubes in promo shots, and language that framed the release as a celebration of slow afternoons and golden hour gatherings. But beyond the aesthetics, here's what we know. The wine was produced through Fairwinds Winery in Napa Valley. But the label work was done by Kunde Winery, based in neighboring Sonoma. The partnership between two different vineyards raised some eyebrows, especially since the branding presented it as a singular, curated creation. The pricing? A pack of 3 bottles sold for around $90, with slight discounts offered for 6 or 12. Not outrageous for a boutique launch, but far from accessible to the average fan. And notably, you couldn't buy just one bottle. The messaging emphasized exclusivity, with limited stock and a subtle push toward bulk purchases. What caught even more attention was how the launch leaned heavily into Meghan's royal identity. Promotional materials and emails referred to her as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, a move that reignited long-standing debates about the line between personal branding and royal titles, especially since Meghan and Harry stepped back from royal duties years ago. To launch an alcohol product on that day, complete with cheerful cheers to July 1st messaging, wasn't just bold. It was instantly labeled as tone-deaf, disrespectful, and for some, downright offensive. Even beyond the timing, the product itself raised a few eyebrows. On paper, Meghan's Rose was marketed as thoughtfully curated, with descriptions of stone fruit notes, gentle minerality, and elegant finishes. Photos of the bottle showed what some critics called a stock standard design. Basic, minimal, and arguably forgettable. No distinct visual identity. Then there was the language. Repeated phrases like, crafted for golden hour gatherings and celebrate warm summer moments felt vague, almost AI-generated in tone. For some, it felt like the product was trying to sound poetic rather than offer anything original. And in the world of celebrity wines, comparisons are inevitable. Kylie Minogue's Rose, for example, came up again and again. Praised for its textured bottle, crystal-like appearance, and accessible pricing, Kylie's wine has built a loyal following, not through hype, but through consistent quality and thoughtful design. Meghan's, on the other hand, felt like it was trying to catch up to a race that others had already won. Just 50 minutes after launch, Meghan Markle's Rose was marked as sold out. The phrase sold out has become a favorite tool in celebrity marketing. It creates urgency, fuels headlines, and reinforces a narrative of demand, even if the actual supply is limited to begin with. In Meghan's case, the product vanished from the site in under an hour, but with no mention of how many units were available or how many customers actually made purchases. Some observers believe this wasn't the result of overwhelming interest, but rather a carefully controlled inventory drop. A limited batch made to look like a massive sell-through, feeding the idea that anything Meghan touches turns to gold. And this isn't the first time Meghan has leaned into that strategy. Her earlier product launches under the American Riviera Orchard name followed similar patterns: low visibility, limited access, and sellouts followed by subtle media coverage. It's a playbook that creates mystique. But it can also backfire when people start to feel manipulated, especially when no one really knows how many bottles were produced or who's actually buying them. As excitement or controversy swirled around the product itself, some viewers started looking closer at the fine print. And what they found only deepened the questions around how this rose was really brought to life. The wine was reportedly produced in collaboration with Fairwinds Winery in Napa Valley, but the labeling and packaging appear to have been handled by Kunde Winery, located in nearby Sonoma. That kind of cross-vineyard partnership isn't unheard of, but it did raise some eyebrows, especially since the brand messaging presented the product as a singular, curated effort. Then came the shipping limitations. customers quickly noticed that several U.S. states were excluded from delivery, including Delaware, Mississippi, Rhode Island, and Utah, among others. Even more curious, Meghan's business entity is registered in Delaware, a state she can't ship to. No official explanation was provided. Some speculate the brand may not have secured the required alcohol shipping licenses in every state. Others believe it could be a temporary limitation tied to supply chain or temperature regulations. But in the absence of clear answers, uncertainty took hold. There's no suggestion of anything illegal, but the rollout did feel murky. The website provided minimal clarity. There were no FAQs about distribution or licensing, no transparency around winery roles, and only a vague nod to the wine's origins. And when you're launching a luxury product, especially one that involves alcohol, transparency matters. If there's one detail that stuck with people after the wine launched, it wasn't just the bottle. It was the title printed right beside it. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. It was on the website, in the promotional emails, and even embedded in the branding language, front and center. And once again, the use of that royal title for a commercial product reopened a long simmering debate. Is this a case of personal identity or commercial exploitation? Technically, Meghan and Harry retained their Duke and Duchess titles after stepping back from royal duties, but they also agreed not to actively represent the monarchy in any official capacity. And to many observers, printing Duchess of Sussex on a wine bottle sold through a for-profit lifestyle brand crosses that line, especially when just days before, news broke that Prince William and Princess Catherine had been granted the power to issue royal warrants, official seals of approval given to companies that supply goods to the royal family. It's a symbol of trust, legacy, and tradition. And it's earned, not borrowed. The timing drew a sharp contrast. While William and Kate were being handed the tools of royal endorsement, Meghan appeared to be self-applying one, without the monarchy's backing. And for critics, that difference mattered, because this wasn't about family drama anymore. It was about what the Sussex brand represents, and whether it's built on authenticity or just royal nostalgia. At its core, the backlash revealed a deeper tension. Is Meghan Markle carving out her own identity, or clinging to one that no longer belongs to her? As the Rose launch made waves online, one thing became increasingly noticeable. Prince Harry was nowhere to be seen. No Instagram post, no quote, no behind-the-scenes moment, not even a casual mention. And while Meghan's branding often centers around her personal identity, past ventures like the Archetypes podcast or the Harry and Meghan docuseries were clearly joint efforts. So Harry's total absence from this launch didn't go unnoticed. Some fans wondered if it was a deliberate choice. Was he staying out of the spotlight? Was it a branding decision to keep the wine under Meghan's name alone? Or, more controversially, was this absence a reflection of something deeper? Online chatter quickly turned to speculation about strain in the relationship. No confirmations, no statements. But when a high-profile couple suddenly shifts their public alignment, especially around a business venture, people ask questions. To be clear, there's no official sign of trouble, but the silence from Harry during a high-stakes brand moment was loud enough to raise eyebrows. And in the world of celebrity branding, what you don't say often says just as much as what you do. So, what started as a simple wine launch has spiraled into something much bigger. A debate over timing, a clash of branding and royalty, a product that may have sold out, but left behind more questions than answers. From the controversial release date, to the vague design, to questions around licensing and legality, and yes, the growing scrutiny around Meghan's use of her royal title. This launch was never just about Rose. It was about legacy, perception, and the risks of turning a personal brand into a public battleground. Which leaves us with just one question. Is Meghan Markle risking her entire reputation on moves like this? Or is it all part of a master plan that the rest of us just don't see yet? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next deep dive. And of course, share this video with someone who's been following the drama too closely. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.